It's a 2/3 with exhaust, 2 in a red. Put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. It gains double strike until end of turn.
This is irritating.
This is, I mean, it's annoying to block, but it's also a 2/3.
Yeah, it's 2/3.
It's like, this is like annoying. You know, this card's like annoying. I don't think it's good.
Yeah,
I think it's
more annoying
annoying.
than good.
Like, if you have some stuff that synergizes with like, the threat of activation is the best part about this. The best part about this is playing this and never using it. The best part about this is playing this and pretending it's a 3, like a 6/4 all game, and it never being actually a 6/4. But you get to pretend. You get to pretend. So that's
super late game,
fine.
why not?
Yeah, that's fine. It's not the worst. I still don't think I'm clamoring for this card at all. So I think this is C-.
I'm gonna just give it a D+. I don't like it. The thing about this is it doesn't have vigilance, right? So you attack with it, and opponent doesn't block most of the time, but then you're like, haha, I dealt 2 damage with my 3-drop. And it's like, oh, wait, I dealt 2 damage with my 3-drop? Wait, what? Oh shit. Well, they're gonna deal more with their 3-drop probably, so... Right. Really nice when it comes to the late game, really nice in Gruul where your exhaust abilities cost less. Maybe you have that artifact that you can pay mana for abilities, so... D+, but I can see it being better in right deck. It's just like, floor is pretty low. And Rider Spike Spitter. For 3 and a red, it's a 3/4. It has reach and it has start your engines. And at max speed, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. This is one of the 2 cards that I think it's 2, where I said, oh, max speed is gonna be the real deal with this one. And it really is gonna be a real deal with this one. The stats are fine. They're not great, but reach means it just the flyers are not gonna get in. 3/4 is big for flyers. It does start your engines. Like, this is like at max speed, you're gonna be drawing 2 cards per turn. That's extremely powerful on a 4-mana 3/4 body. So this is the one where I want where that's important. It's gonna sometimes it's gonna feel like whatever. Sometimes it's gonna feel like this needs to be dealt with. A lot of times. I'm just gonna give it a B-. I think this card is really powerful.
B- for me as well. No notes. Very good.
This feels like a rare a little bit.
It does. It does. It does feel like a rare. Reckless Velocitar. 3 in a red. 4 mana for a creature, Minotaur Pilot. It's a 3/3. Whenever this creature saddles a mount or accrues a vehicle during your main phase, that mount or vehicle gains +2/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. I'm going to miss that during your main phase a bunch. I'm going to miss it a bunch.
You're not gonna miss it
and
for
I'm
mouse.
going to think I can block at some point in time.
Yeah.
I'm just saying right now, I'm going to try block with this. But I understand why it's like that, you know? But it is a lot of damage. Trample is a good effect to add onto something, but a 3/3 for 4 mana, kind of crap. Kind of crap. And we've seen aggressively slanted 4-drops a bunch. You know, they're like not good on defense, but they've usually been kind of mediocre. I'm not a huge fan of this buddy. I do think the effect is powerful, but it's a little all in. It's a little all in for me. So I think this is a C-.
I think it's very bad. When you get to 4 mana, exactly what Steph said. When you get to 4 mana, I think it's it is a little bit too late. Reckless Velocitor, 4 mana is not where I want to be using my pilots to crew anything. It's gonna feel amazing sometimes, but on the average, I don't want my 4-drop to be... Alright, next up, Spire Mech Cycle. For 4 and a red, it's a 5/4 with haste. It has crew too, but you can use the exhaust ability, which means which says, blah, blah. Tap another untapped mount or vehicle you control. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each mount and or vehicle you control other than this vehicle. That's kind of good. Forever? Forever. That's really good. At first I thought it was not forever. I was kind of okay with it. Yeah, it becomes a creature permanently. Forever, yes. I mean, this isn't condition, but I think it's a fine condition. I think they're gonna have maybe 1 or 2, not much, not more. I want this B. I want to have this as a B minus.
It's a huge beating. Accounting for all of the times where this is going to be bad or dead. Even accounting for that, the times where this works, it's a big beating. Big beating. This is also, I mean, you can also just use this as a combat trick. Like attacking into like a 4/4 or something. Like, they can't really block this. You could also just tap, get in immediately, you know? Like, you can be somewhat tricksy with this. But you're probably most likely just going to turn into a creature and bash. But it's big. It's a big creature. I think it's a B minus.
I could see us being a bit wrong with this one. That you're not gonna have a lot of vehicles and mounts in your deck, so it's gonna be like 5/4 haste vehicle until a couple of turns ahead a lot of times. But I am a believer that there is gonna be one mount. And there's that 2/2 red mount, right? That makes a treasure.
Yep.
Yeah. Tapping a creature is not nothing, right? You lose a creature for that turn. So
Yep.
that is
I mean,
important.
it's a real cost. So.
It's a real cost.
Dracosaur Auxiliary, 4 red, 6 mana total for a creature, dinosaur, dragon, mount. It's a 4/4. Wait, did I already say 4/4 flying haste? Anyway, whenever this creature attacks while saddled, it deals 2 damage to any target. Saddle 3. All right, well, 6 mana 4/4 flying haste is not even the end of the world. I wouldn't call that a great magic card nowadays, but. And saddle 3 is quite expensive. But being able to deal with other evasive creatures, other small things, other blockers is nice. I don't want to pick up too many of these, but if I have to play like a sort of top end card, I think this is a good top end card. I think this is a pretty good place to be. I don't think you can sneeze at saddle 3. It's a lot. To be able to play this on turn 6 and have a board to kill what you want to kill and be able to get in, like the dream scenario, is going to be a little harder than you'd expect. I think this is a C+.
It is still very powerful, and it's haste.
It is very powerful.
I think I'm gonna be on a B minus, but I can definitely see being in a C range because I feel like wait. I feel like I'm giving way too many red 5+ drops good grades. I don't know, man. I think please move my grade to a C+. This is not too much. I know we're on to uncommons. You don't see billions of these. You see more commons, but there's already really good 5-drop in common in red. So feels like one color cannot have too many C+, even C or higher grades for 5-drops and 6-drops and 7-drops combined. And now it feels like there's too many. So now maybe all of them should be graded lower because they're gonna be replacing one another. You're not gonna be. I mean, I'm not gonna be a Timmy and just now I have 7 5-drops and 6-drops because they're all C pluses and B minuses. So yeah, C plus for me for this one. Kind of want to give the other one C plus now as well. Can you change my grade for the other one to be also C plus Spire Mech Cycle? Or I can do that.
I can do it.
Thanks. Next up, we got Push the Limit. For 5 and double red, that's 7 in total. It's a sorcery that says return all mount and vehicle cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Crazy effect for an uncommon. This is not normal. This is not normal. This is uncommon, not a rare or a mythic. This is usually rare or a mythic. That being said, this is, I think, extremely bad. It's a 7-drop, it's a conditional 7-drop, it doesn't return every creature you have on the battlefield. They all die. So this better win you the game, and it's 7 mana as well. I think this is an F. I don't think it's really playable. Am I gonna try to play it? Yes. Yes. Same like the last time when I said with Mike for foundations. What is the 6 mana is that card that gives your spells Storm, your instant and sorceries.
1,000-Year Storm?
Yeah, 1,000-Year Storm. So I said for that one, like, it's an F, but I'm gonna play it a few times. And I played it a few times and it made me lose like crazy. But you gotta just try. I think this is the same, exactly the same. It's basically, when it feels good, it's gonna be really bad. When it feels like it should be in the deck, it's gonna be worse than any card that you could put in. And when it doesn't, I mean, that's where it gets really unplayable. So, do you have something to sell? Can you sell this card to me, Scotty?
Can I sell it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, for apparently, according to Scryfall, 35 USD. I could sell it to you.
35 USD.
35 cents.
Cents. Okay.
US cents. Yeah.
I'm not buying, but any other arguments?
I mean, not really. Like, I'm gonna lose to it once.
Ooh, that's cool. Wait. You cycle a bunch of those 6-3 vehicles with Menace.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose to that specifically once.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, to be honest, let's be real. So when talking about cycling cards, fine, let's talk about cycling. Let's talk about Zenith Flare. Okay? Cycling inherently floods you. When you cycle your non-land cards, you eventually hit lands and your cycling will stop. Which means it's pretty easy to hit your land drop every turn. Every turn. It's pretty easy to hit. So I think you by turn 7 and you dedicate towards cycling, you pick up enough critical mass of those cycling cards. It's pretty easy to hit 7 mana. And then you cast this, and then you win the game. If your opponent hasn't killed you in 7 turns after you spent your entire time cycling.
More than 7 turns.
Well, I mean, like 8 if you have that much velocity. But yeah.
What if you're like doing literally nothing except cycling? This is... Sure, then it's turns 8 and you have 7 mana.
Yeah, I mean, this is D- for me.
Oh, okay. You think it's not unplayable?
Yeah, I think it's way. Lola, you're off your rocker. This card's so much better than you think it is. It's a D-.
But it is like, it's so cool that you gotta try. Everybody gotta try to play it a bit and lose, including me. But it's so cool. But it's also so bad. Also, I think most of my creatures are not gonna be mounts and vehicles. Is the problem. There's gonna be cool things to do in this set, I guess. So that's nice. We're done with commons and uncommons. Onto the red rares, which are, well, not gonna be the base of your deck again. So don't judge red from what we're about to see. Ready?
Burnout Bastronaut. Red for a creature, Goblin Warrior. It's a 1/1 with Menace. Start your engines. 2 mana. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Max speed. This creature has double strike. I think this is a pretty good 1-drop. This is hard to block, right? If you start this, even if you play this on like turn 3 as a double spell or something like that, it's not particularly easy to block. And sometimes you don't even want to throw 2 creatures in front if you're being pressured by other creatures just to block probably 1 damage. Really nice at getting your speed going. And honestly speaking, once you hit max speed, kind of a threat. It's kind of a threat.
Yeah.
Like you max speed on turn 6, you have 6 mana. All of a sudden, this is threatening like 6 damage.
Yeah.
To your face. This is a nice 1-drop. I think this is a B-.
It's a C+. I like it a lot. Not much to add. Draconautics Engineer for 1 and red. It's a 2/2. Exhaust for 1 red. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. You can also exhaust it for 3 and a red to create a 4/4 red dinosaur dragon creature token with flying. Holy! This is a 2-drop? I didn't see this card before. It's a 2 mana 2/2. For 1 mana, instant spirit is gonna become a 3/3 and everything gains haste. Even if nothing gained haste, that would be amazing. That would be crazy. Just the first ability. And 4 mana, you're gonna make a huge flyer? What? This is... What is this? Wait. This is a bomb. Because it's a freaking 2-drop. Like, this is gonna keep attacking. This is like gonna hit opponent for damage. on the first, like, in the first part of the game. They're just gonna make a 3/4/4 dragon.
You can't even block this with a 2/2.
Yeah. You can't block it at 2 or 2/3.
That's what the heck is this?
What is this? A. I'm giving, because this is a 2-drop, and it kind of, it on its own, it wins you the early game if it doesn't die. I'm just gonna give this an A. It's crazy, but A. Crazy. It's gonna be one of the best cards in the
Dang,
format.
that's really high.
What?
I mean, it's really high for a card you have to invest additional mana in. I mean, I understand it's 2 mana, but on the board itself, it's just a big bear that you can't block. I mean, it's really good. It's really, really, really good. I think it's a B plus, but I
Wait. What do you
understand
mean it's
it
just a
is.
big bear? It's like it's just the biggest 2-drop.
Yeah, it's sure it's the biggest 2 drop for sure. It's the biggest 2 drop,
And then you get a
and then you make
4/4
a
dragon
dragon.
without losing a
Yeah,
card?
then you get a dragon. Yes, yeah. After an additional mana investment,
Yeah, but 4 mana for a
but
4/4 dragon without using a
it's
card is
very
crazy.
it's very good. It is very, very, very good.
It's crazy. Like 4 mana 4 for a card is great. 4 mana 4 for
Yes.
flyer card is great. 4 mana 4 for flyer where you don't need card is unbelievable.
This card is extremely, extremely good.
This is gonna be one of the best performing cards in the whole format, Scotty. This is gonna be like top 3 cards or something. It's also instant speed flyer.
It is really good. It's extremely strong.
It's also instant speed flyer, Scotty. You don't pay a card for. It's not. It's not like, oh, I'm paying 6 mana, which would be great as well. 6 mana for 4/4 dragons. Okay, now I spend it a lot. It's like I'm getting something above the curve, overstated. I'm talking about the dragon. That I didn't pay any card for that, and I would be happy if I had to pay a card for it. Like I would be happy discarding a card, but
I am happy playing this and paying 4 mana for a 4/4. I'm very, very, very happy about that.
okay, B plus for you. I mean, you don't think it's gonna be one of the like top few cards in the format?
I do think that.
Why not the bomb then?
The cards in the set, but it's only because the cards in the set kind of suck. I'll go A minus. It's all relative.
Okay.
Now Lola hates reassessing.
Why the hell hate
Count
this?
on luck. Red, red, red. Enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. I mean, yeah, for like a 6-drop, it's pretty bad. Not in love. I don't think this effect is particularly powerful in general. It's okay. It's all right. This is D for me.
It's very bad. Triple red, yeah. I'm gonna give it a D minus. Triple red is too much, way too much for this effect. Castal Trill Roller. Is a 2 and a red, 4/2 trample haste. When this vehicle enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. You can create for 2. For 2 and a red, you can discard a card, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. You activate only as a sorcery. I like this. I do like this. I think it's super broken. Gotta discard a card to do this. After you attack once, it's still a bad. After you attack that one time, it is a bad vehicle. Like after you attack once, it is a bad vehicle. It does attack that first time if they don't trade with it, which they most often will for 2 mana. But if they don't, then you dealt that damage, so you're probably fine tapping your creatures to attack with this. I'm gonna be on a C plus. I like this.
I'll go a little higher. I think B minus.
Yeah.
Oh, this hits really hard. I'm a big fan, trample fan. I think it's really easy in a normal case scenario just put your opponent in a situation where you're happy no matter what, and that's kind of what I'm looking for this card. So B minus for me. Howl Squad Heavy, 2 and a red for a creature Goblin Mercenary. It's a 2/3 with start your engines. Other goblins you control have haste. At the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. That token attacks as combat if able. Max speed, add red for each goblin you control. Strong, annoying. If your opponent has a 2/2 back, you don't accumulate board advantage.
Nope, you have
Which
vehicles
is
and mounts.
always. Oh, you're right. Ooh, that's actually huge.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you can
huge,
overcrew.
huge,
Oh,
huge.
that's actually massive. Oh, that actually significantly bumps this grade up for me.
That's wild, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. The good, great point. Whew, you can actually just a singular vehicle, and you just get to stockpile goblins, which
Yeah.
is night and day. Actually, that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's everything.
everything. Oh snap!
Okay, I guess
I
the
don't know how
mounts
much I care
don't
about
work.
max speed.
The mounts don't work because at the beginning of the combat, so mounts don't really work
I
that
think
well.
mounts are only sorcery anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Mounts work if the first goblin goes through, something like that.
Yeah. But vehicles, a singular vehicle.
Singular vehicle.
Because you can overcrew. Like let's talk rules here. If it says crew 3, you can tap 5 goblins.
Yeah, yeah. If it's
That's
crew
hot.
1, you can tap 5 goblins, yeah.
That's hot.
That's crazy.
I think it's a B plus.
I'm gonna B plus as well. This is like the Goblin Rebel Rouser is better in this set than in I think basically any other set.
I think it's the best one we've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I'm
this
about
is
to
the
give it a
set.
B minus because I'm an idiot.
No, you're not an idiot. I just wanted to
Oh,
mention
you're
that
so nice.
because I knew everything. Since it didn't seem like you from the first thing that you said. I don't think you considered it, and then if I didn't mention it, you would like completely say, "Oh, everything I said doesn't matter," and you would have to repeat everything again. It's crazy for this set. Boommobile. For 2 and a double red, that's 4 mana. It's a 5/5. When this vehicle enters at 4 mana of any color, spend this mana only to activate abilities. It has an exhaust ability. For X, 2 and a red, this vehicle deals X damage to any target, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So like, if you have 4 mana, you can deal 1 damage to something. If you have 5 and play this, you can deal 2 damage to something. If you have 6, you can deal 3. And it's not like it's gonna get better later. I mean, the more mana you add, it does get better. But it's not like I wait and then I'm gonna use it, because you get that 4 mana for abilities. You can do it for any abilities. I think this is very, very powerful. You can double spell very easily on turn 4. Like, you just double spell on turn 4 or something. I love this. I'm gonna be. No, you cannot double spell. I'm an idiot. This is only for activating abilities. My bad. Oh, that's a huge difference. My bad. I think it's very good still. I'm gonna be on a B minus at least.
Me too. It was a good card. A
Very good
little
card.
chunky, but enough value on a 4 that I'm very happy. Scales nicely.
Can activate other exhaust.
Duretti Rocketeer Engineer. 4 and a red for a legendary creature, Goblin Artificer. It's a star 5. Duretti's power is equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Sorry, I gotta close my door. Whenever Duretti enters or attacks, you choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return the chosen card to the battlefield.
I didn't hear the door.
Weird. Kind of weird card. This is a weird card. How do I feel
Great
about
card.
this? This is a great card. Enters or attacks, choose artifact in your graveyard. You may sacrifice. You get to swap. Anything that you cycled, your worst artifact for your best artifact in your graveyard. Quite conditional. It's a 5-drop, but it has a nice effect.
Very nice effect.
The effect is powerful. I don't think you can sneeze the effect. I don't care about cycling even. Oh, I mean, yeah, I do care about cycling, but like it's not the main thing for me. Even without that, I think it'd be fine. Trades happen, things get destroyed. Your bomb artifact goes to the graveyard because it needs to be answered. This can buy it back. Or you just swap out like a token, a Thopter, for like a 3-drop. Shrug. On top of all the cycling synergies. It can be pretty dang large. There's enough stuff with ETBs. Like, let's say you even enter the battlefield and you have your cantripping mono rock that you're playing for some reason. You can just keep on doing fun stuff like that.
Or a
I think
Thopter?
this is fine.
Or just a Thopter?
Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a C+ for me.
I'm gonna be minus. I think it's better in the right deck. Like, you can get like your 5-drop artifacts. The white 5-drop artifact, right? That makes a 1/1 Thopter. The second Thopter get that one. Yeah, I kind of really like. Sacrifice the black bauble, right? That 1 mana, -2, -2. I'm gonna be minus. I think it's really nice use of a card. And I can actually see it being worse. But I think there's gonna be enough decks where it's gonna be very, 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 very powerful, so B- for now. Full throttle for 4 and double red. It's gonna be bad for sure. Sorcery, after this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. Wait, there's like 3 combats then. And all your creatures get untapped. Wait, that's actually pretty interesting. 3 combat phases. Wait, I've never... Wait, 3 combat phases? You get to attack 3 times? You better be able to push damage through. This is interesting. Oh, vehicles also stay crude? This is pretty bad, I think, but man, is it gonna be game winning sometimes. Oh my god, what is the grade for this? I'm just gonna give it a D, but maybe it's just an F. But I'm gonna give it a D because I think it's gonna win combat enough, win the game enough of the times. Let's start it
6
as
is
a
not
D.
even like that much.
Huh?
6 is not even like that much. It's kind of cheap for this effect.
3 combat phases. Oh, you can
Yeah,
play
you
this
can play
after
the same
in your
vehicle.
second main phase.
Yeah. You can attack, see how they block, see what they do. Cast a second main phase. In fact, you're supposed to cast a second main phase.
Yeah, they don't know that you have it, right?
Yeah, they don't know. There's a lot of interesting things about this card that we've
Yeah.
never seen before.
Yeah. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah, read this card. It's crazy. And you gave it a D?
But so many times
Guess
it's gonna
what?
be crazy useless.
Guess what? I'm giving it a D.
Because it's crazy, but a lot of times it's gonna be nothing. Just nothing. So these are fine grade for it. Alright, we're on to the how many red mythics? Oh, we got 2. Alright, we got 2 this time. You can do it in the second main, yeah.
Hazoret Godseeker. 1 in a red for 2 mana for a legendary creature god. It's a 5/3 with indestructible and haste. Start your engines. 1 tap. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Whoa, it's so busted, but it can't attack or block unless you have max speed. Wow.
Yeah.
What a buzzkill at the end.
No.
So sad. So sad. Oof. This is a pretty big oof. I don't think it's unplayable.
Helps you get max
But
speed.
it does, and it's not that expensive to deploy.
Yeah.
I'm almost never happy playing this on turn 2. Yes, you can crew vehicles. It can still crew vehicles and do stuff with it.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's like that's okay, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal. I do think that a 5/3 indestructible when it does get online, and in my opinion, I still don't think, especially with this ability, it's that going to be that difficult to get max speed.
Gonna take a while.
It's going to take a bit, but even on like turn 7, turn 8, this is a good card. You just keep on bashing in or blocking. Indestructible is a heck of a keyword. So I think all that combined, I think this is a C+.
Yeah, I'm gonna C+ as well. Weird one. Can see going down, but yeah, it does help. The crewing vehicles part is really nice. Where I don't know how many vehicles I'm gonna play, but it's gonna feel like a bit like a creature, so that's cool. Next up, we got the last red card. Chandra Spark Hunter for 3 and a red. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1 target vehicle you control. Until end of turn, it becomes an artifact creature and gains haste. This is a static ability that just always happens no matter what you do with this card. It has 4 loyalty in total and 3 loyalty abilities. The first one being +2, you may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card. For 0, create a 3/2 colorless vehicle token with crew 1. And for -7, you get an emblem. Whenever an artifact you control enters, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target. Okay, so let's break it down. It's nice with the vehicles, but you're gonna have a vehicle as well with this if you play 0 and get a 3/2. It is not very good at defending itself. Not that great, as this vehicle needs to be crewed. But then again, you can just block with these vehicles and continue making them. It's not very hard to ultimate. You can just +2 planeswalkers are extremely hard to kill. So that's kind of like protecting itself. +2 are very, very hard to kill. Like 4 mana, 6 loyalty, extremely hard to deal 6 damage when you have creatures on board. This does feel pretty bomby to me. -7, I don't know how good it is really, but it's very doable. I think most of the time it's going to be +2/0 that you're going to be doing. I am actually going to give this a bomb rating. I'm going to give it an A-. That's enough.
Okay. If you ask me if this is going to be one of the top performers, I'm going to say no.
Yeah.
But this is a B+. It is really good. This is the same spot I was, but this one I'm way more sure this. I don't think it'd be a top performer.
Yeah, like this is
But
worse than the 2-drop in red, right?
Yeah, I do think it's strong.
Yeah, same. Okay,
Neat.
that's about it for red. Doesn't feel too aggressive. I'm kind of happy with that. Doesn't feel too aggressive. Hey, Scotty, can we take a quick break? I have my oatmeal ready. I'm just gonna get them, put some high.